an initial in-person consultation versus the initial intake session. What is one, what's the other, and what's the difference? This question comes up every so often, so I only feel like it would be doing everyone a favor if I answered it here. Here's what you need to know. An initial in-person consultation. If you are looking to get help for your marriage from someone who specializes in helping married couples succeed, the initial in-person consultation is the next step in the process after we have completed the initial phone consultation. And in fact, it would be 2 phone consultations because I have one of those available to each one of you in the marriage. And so those are 30 minutes in length, done over the phone. And if you are here, you have likely already completed those. If you have not done that, right, not already talked with me, and you are looking to work with me in my private practice one-on-one, please do that so that each one of you and I can speak first. And I will leave the link to do that in the description below if that applies to you. Once we have done the phone consultations, what I ask you to do is find some time and connect and compare notes. But when I say compare notes, I don't necessarily mean what did you say, right? What did she ask of you? How much into detail did you go? But more the question being one of what, right? How did the conversation go? Would you both be able to say that it went well? And then the next question would be, would you two like to do the next thing, right? Assuming that you both agree and that you said yes, that's when we would then get together for the initial in-person consultation. This consultation is typically 90 minutes in length, and it allows all of us to meet face to face. It would give you guys a chance to get a feel for the space and see what it would be like to sit in the same room with me. And it would also give us the opportunity to continue talking about what we have been talking about, right, during each of your individual phone consultations. In addition, here are some things that I would want you to know about the initial in-person consultation. We will not get to doing the work during this consultation. I call it an initial in-person consultation for a reason. We will talk about what we might discuss if and when you decide that you want to work with me. We will talk about where you want to be at the end of our time together, right? We will touch on subjects and topics and areas in your lives where you two, you want to cover them and discuss them later, but we will not get to actually doing the work. We won't actually put, the gloves on, so to speak, and start scrubbing the floor. We'll talk about what floors need to be cleaned in your house, right? Which carpet just needs to be torn out and thrown out and completely replaced, and which, wood floors need refinishing and all of that. But we won't get on all fours with said gloves on and start doing the work. So as you walk out at the end of our 90 minutes, you won't be able to check off all of the things on the side, right? In terms of your goals that you're hoping to accomplish and say that was the best 90 minutes ever. I hope that you will still say that was the best 90 minutes ever, but not for that reason. I hope that makes sense. The other thing is, I want you to think of the initial in-person consultation as sort of a continuation of what we've done during the phone consultation, meaning making sure that even in person, I am still a good fit for both of you and that you are still a good fit for me, in that I am able to help with what you need and want help with, right? Now, if at the end of that session, one of you looks at the other person and says, we gotta get the heck out of here, that just means that I'm not a good fit, right? And that's just fine. I say this often on the phone consultation. I know that I cannot possibly be a good fit for everyone who reaches out to work with me, right? So if that's where you end up being, not a problem at all. I am happy to get you connected with a colleague or two of mine who specialize, right, in couples work just like I do, and all the things. Happy to do that, no problem whatsoever. And again, I don't take it personally, so absolutely no hard feelings. Bottom line, it needs to be a good fit, and it needs to be a good fit for both of you. Not good enough for just one of you or just the other. Next up, what happens during the initial in-person consultation? If and when you two decide that you would like to hear what working with me would look like, then we will talk about that. We will have time for questions, if any arise at that point as well. We would talk about what this will look like. I would share what I expect from you two. I will tell you what you can expect from me. We would get clear on what the scheduling looks like, what the bigger picture, what the program looks like, how long it takes, and all of that. If all that goes well, then we would compare calendars and find a time to meet on an ongoing basis, and that would become your regular slot, and we will also schedule the initial intake session at that point. And we'll shake on it, and I'll welcome you, and we'll get to work. The last thing that I need you to understand, when you come in for the initial in-person consultation, you are not signing up for anything other than this one session, right? You're not signing on for continued marriage coaching with me, my 6-month deal, or for my online program. You two are signing up for this one-time meeting with me to confirm that we are in fact a good fit for one another in person as well, and that you that you do or you don't want to proceed. Either way, we would make a decision, and we'll make a plan by the end of those 90 minutes. So when after we've spoken on the phone, you're going to reply to an email. This is kind of the logistical, and you will tell me, yes, we want to come in for this initial in-person consultation. I will send you some available times. So you'll get an email from me with that, and then you'll pick one. You'll let me know which one works. I will also send the invoice at that time in order to reserve that slot on my calendar. I ask that you make your payment. You'll receive a link. It's just walk you through the steps. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. It's through a payment site that I use. You can use your credit card or your debit card. And if none of those times that I will offer, that I send you away, work for your guys' schedule, you would just reach back out to me, and we'll find a time that works for everyone. Again, this initial in-person consultation follows the 2 phone consultations that I would have with each one of you, spouses. So if you have not scheduled those yet, and I have not yet spoken with each one of you, I'll leave the link in the description below. That needs to be the first thing. Please go ahead and do that, and I will look forward to speaking with you then.